Hi guys, welcome to another Divi video. This is Jamie from System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We're working with the Divi 5 theme here today. We're going to take a look at the backgrounds because there's so many amazing things you can do with the backgrounds. Now it's pretty similar to the way it was in Divi 4, but it's still worth exploring. I've got this page open here. I've got a section, as you can see, the blue tab. Inside I've just got a little heading module and a little call to action module. Let's go into the section, the blue tab. You'll always find backgrounds under content. There it is right there. And we're presented with a few tabs here. Pretty self-explanatory. Background color, just choose a background color. Pop it in there. It's the same for all modules and rows too. If I go into this module, again, it's taking us to the right place. Under content, we've got background. I've got an opaque black there, just to show you what's going on. If I remove that, put the black back in. When you put a color in, you'll find an opacity slider down here. The more you drag it to the left, the more of the background you're going to see through it. And it's great for highlighting text and things like that over busy backgrounds. And we'll cover that a little bit more in a moment. So let's go back into our section there. The next tab we've got is the gradient tab. And you can do some amazing things with the gradient. They gave it an upgrade last year. If I add a background gradient, there's the default one. It puts in a blue and a green at the top. And you can add more stops by simply left clicking on the line here. Put in the color that you want to have there. Add another one. Just left click again. Once you've got your colors in there, if you want to move these, you can just left click on them to move a color down. We're on that sort of pinky purple color there. Just move it to the right. To move it up, roll it back to the left. And it's the same with all these colors right here. If we roll down a little bit, you've got several different types. At the moment, we're linear. As you can see, it's sort of in a line. We can flip it to circular. As you can see, it's emanating out the blue from the middle, then the pink. And again, you can adjust the amount of these colors by moving these little things around with your left mouse. We've also got elliptical, self-explanatory. And then you've got conical, and you can make some crazy effects with the conical. You can change the direction. At the moment, we've got it 180. Change it to 90. Or flip it the other way. And you can change the position of the actual gradient. Top left. Top right, bottom right. And all the way on the left. Let's put it back to center. Just gives you a lot of options there. If you want to repeat this gradient, let's flip it back to maybe a linear. It'll be probably easier to see. And we'll put it back to the default. If at any time you want to reset any of these settings to the default, you don't like what you've done, you'll find a little return arrow right here. Just click on it and it will reset the field for you. If we turn repeat gradient on and change the length of it, we're percentage now, it'll give two versions of it. As we're linear, it's stacking it below. If I change that to 25, there'll be 4 of them. I'm sure you get the idea. Let's just reset that one. Now we haven't got onto background images yet. And when we do, it'll enable us to place a gradient above the image. And I'll come back to this in a moment. Let's just reset this gradient. Again, I'm going to go up to the top. We're on the gradient. Just going to reset it. We'll add the default back in there, the blue and green. Now, if we move on one, the next one over is background image. We can add a background image. Let's throw in one of these crazy cars, perhaps. As you can see, it's popped that image in there. Let's just change the color of this title so we can see it a little bit better there. It's a heading module. I can just go in there. Design, heading text. Let's make it light in color. It's a bit better. Now, if we go back to our section now, just click anywhere on the section. It'll take us to it. Back down to our backgrounds under content there. If you want to, you can have a gradient on top of this image. If you want to filter it down a little bit more. So let's go back. We've got our little green gradient, green and blue gradient here. If I go down there and switch place gradient above the background image, you'll see it's popped it on top, which you might think, well, that's not much good because I can't see any of the image. No point in having there. But what we can do, we can click on any of our stops here We can pull the opacity slider just like we did with the color, pull it down to start revealing more of that image, and you can come up with some absolutely magical effects by doing this sort of thing. Obviously play and adjust to taste. But that's what that little place gradient above image is for, and it works really well. Quite often I'll have a completely opaque one on at the top and a dark one on the bottom. I've done this with modules before, so I've got perhaps a button or some writing on the bottom that it'll highlight, and you can take the opacity up and down for the amount of black you want on the bottom there to get some fantastic effects that way. So do play with those gradients, they're great fun and you can get some great effects. So let's go back. I'm going to actually remove this gradient now, just hit the trash can. We're going to go back to our image, the third tab along, and it's got some magical effects as well. The parallax effect, if I turn this on, parallax, true parallax that they've got here means that the front of the site and the actual background image will move at a slightly different rate. If I roll this up and down the screen there, you can see that that car's moving, but it's moving at a different rate than the front of the site there. And you see this quite a lot. And the other option right here is if we turn it from true parallax to what they call CSS parallax. It's also known as fixed background. If we roll up the site now, that image stays exactly where it is. And that's really dramatic. Then down below, we've got background image blend. When you're using parallax mode, this doesn't work at all. So let's turn parallax off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back. We've got a red in there. I'm going to change that to a different color that's going to stand out better with this. Let's use perhaps the default blue. Now, if I go back to our image, we roll down a little bit. Background image blend. If I multiply it, it's going to multiply it with that blue color. And again, that's great for highlighting text and things if you've got a busy image back there. But they've got many other options here as well. I do suggest you go through them. I'll go through a few. Screen, overlay, darken, lighten. A lot of them are self-explanatory, but you get some crazy ones down here, like difference. Comes up with some amazing stuff. Exclusion and luminosity. I quite often use that one. Gives it a real tint. If I turn that back off again, you'll see the difference it's made to that image. Let's just turn that back off to normal. Looks like a completely different image. And of course, we can center our background image here. By default, it's set to cover the whole thing. You can make it fit the actual size. You can make it the actual size of the image itself there, and you can see that blue color bleeding through there. Stretch it to fill, and you can create your own custom size. Cover usually works pretty well for me. And of course, you can center it top left, top right, whatever works for you, depending on your image, obviously. If you've got a smaller image or an image that works well as a pattern, you can choose to repeat it. X would be the horizontal, so it repeat it horizontally. Y would repeat it vertically. Now this is a pretty big image. Let's perhaps I'll make it actual size again and put it on the top left. I can repeat it horizontally, it does that. Vertically, I'll pop it down underneath. Just fill the space. Or regular repeat, we'll just repeat it over everything. Just like that. Like I say, I prefer it centered and to cover, just like that. So as you can see, you can do a lot with images. Let's lose that image and we'll go over to the next one, which is a background video, and we can use an MP4 for this. Let's go over. I've got a site open here called pexels.com. They do a lot of free videos over there. I've just done a search for cities at night. We've got one here. Don't just hit the download button, because you might end up with a 4K version, which will really slow your site down. You want to have a little bit of caution with videos. I don't tend to use them very often, or native videos anyway, because of their size and what they will actually slow down your site. So let's choose one as big as we want. I mean, HD is probably going to work for us today. I might even squeeze it SD version in. Let's try HD. We'll download it. You can give them a little donation if you want to here. It's downloaded to my default download location. Let's go and grab that and put it in the background. So I'm going to hit add background video. Remember, we're all on the 4th tab here. And if I go to my downloads and just drag it over and drop it in here. It's pretty big. It's 5 megabytes. Usually I wouldn't like to do that, but for this demonstration, we'll do it. Go ahead and upload it. As you can see, we've got that video in the background there. And that's doing great. But like I say, you want to be a little bit careful about putting video backgrounds in because they will pull on the resources of your hosting server. Now again, if you want to, let's get rid of that. You can put this in the background of a module. Like I said before, this is common to rows and modules too. If you wanted to put one in the module, just click on the module with Divi 5. We're already in the right place. Go to the 4th tab. We'll add that same video perhaps. If you click on one of these, it'll give you an example of it up here. Maybe chuck in one of these other ones I've got here. That one's a bit better, 2 megabytes. Let's try that one. As you can see, it's popped the video in the background of that module there. Perfect. Now let's go back and let's move on to our next one, which is background pattern. Let's go back into our section. Just click anywhere on the section. It'll take us to the section. We click on here. It gives us a few patterns to play with here. As you can see, it's put polka dots in there. One that I quite often like is a little mesh type one here. If I make it white, perhaps in color, I'll bring that opacity up so you can see it a bit more. And pattern transform, you can flip horizontal, flip vertical, rotate 90 degrees. The size, I'm going to take it down in size. I'm going to go ahead and put a custom size in there. And if we start 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pixels, as you can see, it's starting to mesh out a little bit there. That kind of makes your eyes look funny. But if you've got a background image in there, it works really well, like kind of like a snake skin. In fact, let's do that. We can go back in here. We'll pop a background image back in there. Use something a bit darker this time, perhaps this crazy car. What we can do with our background pattern, you can take the opacity down a bit so it's really subtle in there. And it just gives it a mesh type feature in the background. Really handy. And if you want to switch it out for another one, obviously just click on there. Put a different one in there. And it'll grandfather in those same settings. As you can see, it's just giving it a texture in the background there, which is really nice. I'm not sure if you'll be able to pick up on that with my screen recorder here. Great. Well, let's take that one away. And we'll move over to the last one here, which is background mask. And again, if you just click on it, it's going to show parts of the image, which is great. And there's several ones to choose from here. Some of them will be pretty dramatic. But what we can do here, we've got our mask color, the white bit on the left-hand side there. Again, if you click on it and take the opacity down, you can choose to show a bit more of the image or a bit less of the image and get some wonderful effects that way. You can flip it around, flip it back. You can rotate it if you want to. You can also invert it that way that the black bits will now become the white bits and vice versa. So as you can see, you've got some wonderful options there. And as we mentioned before, you can add all of these to both modules and rows also. Let's just save this, see how it's going to look on the front end. We'll save draft. And we'll preview. And here we have it on the front end. As you can see, that's a pretty interesting looking thing. And all we've used is an image and a mask on there. And if you want to go to town, you can't read this enough. We know what to do. We can go into our little module right here. Go down to background. Remember, always find the backgrounds under content. Background color. Just want to bring that up a little bit. So it's darker, highlights that text a little bit better. Then, of course, if you wanted to, you could put a completely different mask or pattern or anything you wanted on there. So there we have it, guys. There's a little rundown on the backgrounds. As I mentioned earlier, it's not changed much since Divi 4, but there's a lot to think about and there's a lot to work with. And as you've seen, you can come up with some amazing backgrounds pretty quickly using that. So do play with them. You really can come up with some great effects. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. Don't forget, Divi 5 is still in the beta stage. They're releasing the final version next month on the 26th of February. We're in January 2026 at the moment, so that's coming up really soon. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been getting ahead by making these videos, so I know exactly what I'm doing when I pull the trigger on Divi 5. I have to say, all my client sites I'm going to keep on Divi 4 until probably the 5.01 or 5.02 upgrade. But I have made plenty of personal sites with Divi 5 and it works absolutely flawlessly. And it's such a pleasure to work with. It really is so much quicker to get around. And the actual loading time itself is a lot faster as well. So once again, this has been Jamie with System 22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.